Welcome to hole number one of this Hot Shots 9-hole cup. Played on my home Canada course, the Maple Bay. I've got an extra mile and a quasar here. I'm playing max top, max right. That's 4.5 bars of top spin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. That's with our current modern side spin values. I know you just saw a whole bunch of side spin and you're like, WTF? And I'm like, it's all good. Just play it as we would. About a half a ball here, quarter ball of right curl. Now I'm playing a tiny bit of overpower here because my reach just wasn't quite enough. If you stepped up to a katana or something, you definitely wouldn't have to do that, but it all depends what you like to do. End of the day, get that ball down somewhere close here to the end of the first fairway, and you're going to leave yourself a nice second shot. So second shot then with a thorn or your favorite short iron, whatever that might be. I actually could have played a max distance wedge here as well, and I would probably elect to do that in my current play. So all depends how it works for you. 4.5 back, 0.5 bars of right spin here. If you're playing it with the thorn, and 10% mid distance adjustment here is what I do pull. I'm actually having a little bit of difficulty, there you go, with the grid. That's why I like the new video that I made, the 2022 edition Easy iOS grid lines. Check my YouTube channel playlist to find that one if you've got an iPad or an iPhone looking for some grids. Let's go. We'll see you on number 2. All right, so our first par 5 here, hole number 2, tightening an extra mile. I play here with 1 bar of top spin, 1 bar of left spin, and we've got that yellow ring very close to the rough on the left. The bottom line is just adjust your side spin here to match the wind so that we've got our ball guide dead center, just down the middle here. At the end of the day, we have to get this one close to the end of the fairway without going over. So nothing wrong with using a more accurate club like a rock, a Thor's hammer, whatever it is that you've got with a nice ball guide. But if you practice your shot, you know what you're up to. 340 yards here sets us up for a very nice second shot. Second shot, 10% max as well. I am playing a second bounce rough bump here. I'm going to use 2 bars of top spin, 1 bar of left spin here, and you're going to see, well, maybe that's about 3/4 of a bar of left spin. How that second bounce is over there on the rough. Top of the blue ring is just clipping into the rough here, and that ball guide is just nicely through the pin. 10% max on this adjustment, and of course, if you've got this nice kind of wind, you definitely could play a kingmaker here. You know, get that wind down as low as possible. This gives us a very nice chance for an albatross. This isn't a must drop, but this is one that a lot of players will drop. These are one of these old school courses where there's so many drops to be had. And we're playing classic pin positions. Good luck. We'll see you on number 3. Hole number 3 is a par 3, and I'm playing the first effort here on the left-hand side. You see a basic ball with 1 bar of backspin. I'm going to recommend a Marlin here, okay, just because this is a tournament. I've got the white ring on the left and touching very nicely on the right-hand side of the rough here. And you can see how we do have that. I have the 3rd bounce on the fringe in my note. Half a ball, right curl. And this one's going to give us a very, very nice opportunity. It's not the most consistent shot in the world, but it can be dropped. Okay, hole number 3, this is the rough bump. You see me with a backbone. I'm playing this at 20% mid-distance. I'm using 2 bars of top spin, 2 bars of left spin. Now, the Titan ball, that's because I was in headwind here. We needed room to make our adjustment. Take note of that yellow ring, how it's not touching the bunker and it's not touching the right edge of the rough. That actually allows us to land beautifully in the mid-section of this rough piece, where it's nice and flat. If you end on the edge or the the kind of corner of the rough here, it's actually going to give you a little bit of an inconsistent bounce. So perfect away. This is the way, and I think many will play this shot unless we have to adjust into that bunker. Good luck. We'll see you on number 4. Okay, welcome to hole number 4. Now, first thing we're going to show you here is in headwind. As you can see, I'm not going to try to go for the green. I'm going to play it safe here on the right-hand side. I do end up giving this one 4.5 or 4 bars of top spin because that's all I've got. I'd say play the 4.5 or more. And you have to take a look very carefully at how rounded this fairway is. Don't play it too close to the edge. I'd actually say maybe half the blue ring in the fairway is going to be a nice safe amount. Maybe the red ring touching like how I have it. You want to get that kind of kick forward. It's not the easiest shot, and if you clip the rough on the other side, it's no problem. As long as you just trickle out into the fairway, you're going to leave yourself a nice second shot. So I actually do clip the rough, roll out just fine. It's going to leave us in long iron range. Now, you could bounce this one over. You're going to see here how there's a bunker there. I definitely could have just bounced it over, but, I was a little bit aggressive here in this example, and if I had used a slightly more powerful ball here, I would have a nice shot with this wind, right? So this would be a very decent rough bump here. Now, at 0% in the app, I'm kind of estimating, you know what I'm saying? So 10% max is going to be the play that I would play for this rough bump in current situation. I just want you to see the options. I want you to see how we can play this one, and I'm going to show you the bomb shot next as well. I'll show you how we're going to go for the green. We're very close to it, but this one here, a little bit works out nicely. Ooh, just about. I'll see you with the little power shot. All right, so hole number 4, grip it and rip it. Now, I'm looking at the right-hand side, but what you need to do is bring your club with the most distance. For me at this level, I'm using my extra mile. Now, you can see if you have a high wind, you could try popping down into Marlin territory and see what happens. Max overpower. Try to hit perfect and get this one down here. Worst case scenario, you're in the bunker. You got to go for a little -30 bunker shot. Best case scenario, you got to tap in eagle. Hole number 5 with lower level clubs can actually be quite tough. But you know what I mean? Let's just use a basic ball and make it harder on ourselves. I do recommend that Titan there if you can afford it. That extra side spin here will be invaluable, especially into headwind. But as you can see, I'm trudging on here. A 4.5 top, 2 left would be the ideal spin set here. But 4 top with half a ball of left curl, which this driver, I think that's max left curl. I did use a little baby amount of overpower there to compensate for that headwind. All in all, figure it out, bounce it from one to the other. It'll give us a look here on the left-hand side with the second shot. Now, second shot, I'm playing this with either a big dog or a viper, something with some distance. The problem here is that it's quite a long hole. The sniper at a lower level, like, 3, 4, 5, might not have the reach that you're looking for. I'm just trying to play it here to this little small island fairway. It's actually quite a nice wedge shot from there, so not something to worry too much about. There's definitely plays to get this one to the green with higher level clubs. That's not a problem at all. But if you're playing this with really rookie level clubs, you're going to see here now we have a very nice chance for eagle. Looks like it's kind of long, but we're close enough. If you got the dart, the skewer, the Endbringer, Firefly, whatever it might be, bring your wedge here and use that 20% rule. But do some practices here because look at this one, 7.5 mile an hour headwind. With that basic ball, we don't have any wind resistance, which is very helpful in a tournament setting. But nonetheless, it's very straight headwind, which makes it that much easier for us to manage. Whatever it is, we're going to work it through in the tournament in live play. Let's go, baby. We'll see you on number 6. All right, so hole number 6, you need a little bit higher level Goliath than what I have to make this shot play beautifully, but I'm using a Titan ball here with the Goliath that I have to get enough reach to get this one to the pin. 1.5 bars of topspin here. It's going to be generally a good guide. If you've got tailwind, you might need a little bit less. Some people elect to play, amount of curl, or excuse me, side spin here, but it really just depends on the setup. As you can tell, we're right at max there, but I give it just a baby amount of overpower because this wind is so slight. It is absolutely a sniper play sometimes as well, though lots of ways we can set it up, but get it to the pin. We'll see you on number 7. Okay, welcome to hole number 7, our final par 4. This is one of my very oldest recorded golf class shots. Okay, so check it out. We got that Quasar with an extra mile. That's 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin. I got that yellow ring just centered nicely in this small island, and I make a 10% max adjustment here. I am going to go with left curl. Just a tiny little bit. I normally would play maybe a little bit more, but it's fine. It all depends on the wind that you're playing with here. If you can keep it somewhere in the middle of this big fairway here, the second fairway, then you're just fine to play the second shot. Now, second shot, I would say you might want to just go right at it. I do try playing max back here with one right, but because I have such little ball guide, and we are kind of between clubs, yeah, backbone dunk, I don't think so, buddy. Not gonna happen. Not today. What was I thinking? And shout out to United Mean and Green, my very first clan there. Check it out. But max back, one right would be a reasonable backspin effort if I was actually having that ball guide way up above the hole. But I mean, you don't need me to tell you how to play a thorn. A couple bars of backspin aiming right at it here would actually be a very viable play. So, end of the day, we got to practice to make perfect. This is the way to play the hole. We're still going to get the drop. Hole number 8, par 3. This is a tough one. I'm playing here, first of all, the bounce over approach. I'm setting up in front of this bunker with a long iron and a ball, marlin ball, whatever you got, basic ball, and I'm giving this about 2 to 3 bars of backspin here. Now, that is into a headwind. If you have tailwind, of course, you're going to need to use more. Now, 20% max is the adjustment that I'm working with here in this example. And as you can see, we line it up pretty straight, hit it nicely. So it gives us a little chance to just take a look and see how this one comes in. That massive bunker affects the elevation quite a bit. Might have been about 30 there. It takes some practice to dial it in. I'll show you the rough bump next. All right, hole 8 rough bump. Bring a wood club. I'd say a sniper, but I'm playing a Viper here. As well, you see me with the basic ball. I think at least a navigator to cut down that wind is a good play. Now, as you can see, I'm actually using no spin for this shot. So that's something to keep in mind when you're setting this one up. Once again, into headwind, that it's not actually, you know, a complicated shot. It's really just a matter of finding the correct elevation for the tournament play and getting that wind angle figured out. You're going to give yourself a very, very nice look at it. I'll see you on the final hole of the tournament. Hole number 9, I've got a quarterback and a Titan here. You definitely could play a Kingmaker for the right spin. Take a careful look at this setup here. 3 top, 2 right. Now, we'll look at that second bounce just before the rough at the end, and I've got my red ring touching the rough on the right. 10% max is the pull, and I'm going to give this one maximum right curl. Obviously, if we went straight ahead, this one would be in the rough, right? So, max right curl. And you'll see here why the Kingmaker would come in handy. We're definitely coming a little close to the left rough. In some winds, you won't have enough curl with this setup. So keep that in mind. You might even need to bring a Kingmaker. So second shot, we're at max with the sniper here. 10% max. And the third bounce is right up there on the fringe. So I use about a half a bar of topspin here with a gentle crosswind. Keep that in mind. So if we have a headwind, of course, we need a little bit more topspin. And the adjustment will be a little bit more difficult. Ultimately, though, this course is filled with opportunities for drops. There's all sorts of great things you can do. I hope you have fun. I hope you have a great time in the Hot Shots 9 hole. Don't lose your mind. Don't get all hot-headed. Just enjoy the moment. And don't forget to subscribe to Airlick Gaming so you don't miss out on any of my future Golf Clash content. Get the hole, baby. We'll see you out there. Good luck.